Top too high, get it, heat strong. Deep inside the box, I'm Keystone. If you can't watch, can't you leave me alone? You know Snake gon' be your type, that bitch set in stone. Naked wrists full of rocks, got it filled with stone. Heard that boy is
all right, everybody, welcome back to another Wavy'S. Let's do that again. Alrighty, welcome back to another Wavy Time video. You know what I'm trying to say, Wavy Time. If you ain't wavy, wait.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
If Wavy ain't wavy, then what is he? I'm not gonna lie, I am super happy to be doing content again. I'm gonna look at the camera today. I watched the last video and I was looking over there a lot. Looking back at the camera today. Whew, there's a lot of talking. Anyways, how's everybody doing? How was your weekend? Hope you guys enjoyed the winter storm. Hope you guys enjoyed the snow. I know for a fact that I'm still sitting here covered in snow. But you know, we got a little week, not break, but like got a little week of just resetting, being at the crib, ski, you know what I'm saying, being with family, you know what I'm saying. But we back in the Supreme, you know what I'm trying to say. Supreme, you know, this is like a side topic, but back when, you know, I was a jit, Supreme was the thing. And like a lot of brands that like I used to like as a kid, now that I'm an adult and I can afford them, I'm like, yo, like I'm gonna get Supreme, Babe. I mean, obviously we have Gallery, Chrome, like these things weren't big when I was a kid, but obviously like now that I like, yo, I'm getting back into fashion a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Drop your favorite fashion streetwear brands in the comments below and I'll let you know what I like, what I don't like, maybe I'll copy, you know what I'm saying? But I'm going to New York this weekend, so might have to cop type. I don't know when this video's gonna come up. I hope, no, not even hope, this video will be up before I go to New York because I want to vlog in New York. So we're gonna do that. And the New York quality won't be like this because I'm gonna be shooting on my phone or one of the phones that I have for then. So yeah, but anyways, today what I wanted to talk about, and I feel like I've done a video on this, but like I really haven't, not like explicitly at least. And I'm gonna do a video on relationships.
Gay!
And I'm gonna do a video on like, not like a step-by-step on a relationship, but a step-by-step on what I feel like an ideal relationship would look like. My friend actually asked me today and he said, yo, Thomas, like, what's your outlook on like relationships that you've been in and also that you hope to be in the future? I hope my mustache looking straight. Yo, I was looking a little, you know, it was wash day, the day that I recorded last time. So, you know what I'm trying to say? We're back at it today with like, you know, a normal curl, you know what I'm saying? Taper, I'm getting a haircut. Shout out Zell, the barber Zell, best barber in the DMV. But I will be getting a haircut. So with that being said, I should look a little tough out in New York and for the days coming prior or past that. But anyway, so I was talking to my boy today, back on topic. And he was like, what do you think about like relationships that you've been in the future? How do you want it to look and stuff like that? And I'm in a time in my life right now, like I said, where like a lot of it needs to be matured and a lot of it needs to be like, you know, we're past the phase of like that young, dumb and broke, or what's that Khaled song? It's like, is it Young, Dumb and Broke or Young, Dumb and Wild or something like that? But, you know, like, I think like or like people my age at least are like in that era of like, yo, like I'm trying to not settle, like I don't think settling down is the word because not there yet, obviously, but more so kind of like in the sense of like, yo, like I want to see what that next like level of dating looks like or next level of like relationships looks like. That's just me on a personal level. But in general, I think when it comes to relationships, like there's a step-by-step process that people kind of ignore, but it's different for everybody. So like, for example, I know, if you guys know like Tiffany Jeffcoat on TikTok, like she is engaged to somebody that she's only known for a year, like dated at least for a year. So with that being said, not everybody's gonna be like that. You know what I'm trying to say? Like not everyone's gonna meet their person and like find them and like get engaged in a year. Whereas I have a classmate that I went to high school with, graduated together, where I think I'm older than him, but I'm not 100% sure. But he's engaged too, but they've been dating for a little long, I think 2 or 3 years. But with that being said, he's my age and he's getting engaged, married soon. I have like one of my very close friends also is engaged too, but I mean, they've been dating for a little bit. So it's interesting to see like people in a time, not time, but people and how they move in terms of like their what is it? Their time lapse? No, their timeline. That's like, and how quick, not how quick, but like just how they move in general with like relationships and stuff like that, right? So because everyone, again, like I said, everyone's different. So with that being said, this is how I see the outlook, and this is how I see like a generalized step-by-step that how relationships should look. Talking stage. Wait, before the talking stage, like introduction stage. Like here's the thing with introductions, right? first impressions really do matter. That first impression that you have on somebody, whether it's a guy or girl, this isn't for men, this isn't for women, this is for everybody, right? So that first impression that you have on somebody is critical. Like if you do something idiotic on your first impression, they will remember you. Like, oh, like, you know, like who was that person who, like, you know, like when someone tries to describe you, and if you do something idiotic, like you busted your ass or you, like, I don't even know, you did something, they'll remember you. Oh, bro, you remember so-and-so that busted his ass in front of us? Like, oh yeah, that goofy, you know what I'm saying? Like, unfortunately, like that's just how people are gonna remember you by. The first impression that you leave on something, or that first impression that you leave on somebody is critical or crucial because of the fact that that's how you're gonna be remembered by. So with that being said, that was a tongue twister. That was pretty fast too. I talk pretty fast, so keep up with me. But anyways, with that being said, your first impression, keep it classy, keep it cool type. And I think you don't really need to do too much in that first impression. You don't got to fake being nonchalant either. I think people can kind of see through who's really nonchalant and who's really not nowadays. Because if you're faking nonchalant, it's very like you're trying to be nonchalant, right? So it's like you're doing things that like not people who are nonchalant can be chalant when needed, if that makes sense. Like it's really more so like a choice of I'd rather not if I don't have to versus like a I don't want to because I want to give that off, if that makes sense. So with that being said, like just be yourself, you know, keep it classy, keep it demure for the ladies. Just be you, just do you. But the thing is, while I said first impressions matter, don't worry too much. Like don't act something or don't be something that you're not. Don't act out of character. I put act and out in the same like word, but don't act out of character. So like if you're like normally, like I said, like a loud person or like someone who's funny, whatever, then just be yourself. Because at the end of the day, like if you act some way that you're not, then there's, you know, the way God works, there's somebody who like likes you for that or like would like you for that type of person that you like generally are. And you're not acting that way because of the fact that you're afraid of how you're going to come off basically. So with that being said, while in first impressions do matter, like I said, be yourself, like be you, you know what I'm trying to say? So at the end of the day, like it is important that you keep it P. Like that's really the general statement is just keep it P, right? So that's kind of like the first, like that introduction stage. Always introduce yourself first name. Don't go by nicknames off first impression. It's kind of corny. Like I wouldn't be like, oh, what's good? My name's Wavy. You know what I'm trying to say? Like unless somebody like was like, oh, like are you Wavy Tom? Like whatever. Like yeah, but like you know I go by Thomas, etc. Yeah. So if your name is like Southside T, don't introduce yourself. Hey, what's your name? Southside T. Like you know what I'm trying to say? Or like Ari, your name is like I don't even know. Like for a girl, I don't even know. ICT. Don't go by my name's Ice. Like
We do not care.
Like, you know what I'm saying, bro? Do you, bro? Like be yourself. So that's number one. That's the introduction phase. Number two is like the going smack phase. Like yo, like I'm about to, you know, for DMV, you know, I'm about to go. You know what I'm saying? Jai, you know what I'm saying? But so the second like going smack or like I guess shooting your shot phase per se, right? Again, I don't know why I'm talking as if like I'm some like experienced like professor like in terms of like going smack or like doing all this. But in my opinion, if you're gonna shoot your shot, here's my thing. I'm gonna say this first. I want to say this and I want to really emphasize this because I have come to see that this at the end of the day is trumps everything in this phase, right? If a girl likes you and if a guy likes you, you can say this is like, you know, saying anything is like kind of like, I say it lightly. You can say anything and your shot will go in. If that person likes you or like thinks you're cute or whatever, has any type of interest in you, girl or guy, your shot will go in. As long as you don't say something idiotic or you say like something like super sexual or like whatever, like, oh, I'm trying to crush. What, even if like that technically is like something that like would, could have, should have happened or whatever, like it's not gonna happen now because you just said some idiotic stuff. You know what I'm trying to say? So again, everything that I say is taken with the preface that you're actually like not doing something dumb, right? But anyways, after we pass the fact that if there's mutual interest or whatever, like, or somebody likes you or whatever, if you generally, again, a lot of this is like based upon the fact that you're trying to be yourself, right? So don't shoot your shot in a way that you can't maintain that image after you shoot your shot, if that makes sense. So don't like, I don't mind like getting advice from people and whatever, but like, I also like preface that like everything that I would do is something that like I generally would say, genuinely would do, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, like it's not going to be too corny for the person that's meant for you, if that makes sense. Like whatever you say, like it doesn't really matter because if that person likes you, then it's going to go in, right? But at the end of the day, be yourself in any shot, no matter if that person could like you, doesn't like you, maybe could be friends after, it doesn't really matter. And you never know in that moment, right? So like, just be yourself until that moment comes along, and then whatever. And again, something that's also crucial is picking your moments. Like, pick that time wisely. Don't do it like, me personally, like, don't do it in front of other people. Social media is kind of iffy. Like, I say pick your moments on social media too. I would say have a conversation, some kind of conversation, kind of do a little, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't make it like that's the only thing that you're interested in. Don't make it like, don't make it some kind of like fetishizing or like sexualizing or like, like body is it bodyistic or whatever. Like, I might have just made new words, but you know what I'm trying to say? Like, don't make it something like, oh, like you're bad mama, like that, like stuff like that. It only works if you have coin or if you have like status or whatever. Like, and even then, like, for guys and for girls, you don't kind of want that person, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, if that's what they're after is that, then you don't want that, right? And same thing with like the bodies. That's all someone wants, is like, why would you entertain that, right? And that part really applies to women more than guys, because like, it's not the most convenient thing for like a girl to be like, oh, well, that guy's body did it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So again, for women, I guess, like, really do it. Like, if a guy, if that's all a guy wants, then definitely don't pursue that, right? So again, that's number 2, I guess. Was that number 2 or 3? Was that shoot your shot? No, 3 was shoot your shot, right? Because 1 was introductions, 2 was, it might have been shoot your shot, whatever. Next, after you shoot your shot, right? Let's say your shot goes in, because everything, I guess, is following the fact that your shot went in. Let's say your shot goes in. After your shot goes in, you gotta maintain that. You gotta maintain the status quo. Ooh, I'm really good at this jump, bro.
Hey, walk shit down, nigga.
You gotta maintain the status quo, and you really got to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta pour into it. You can't pour into an empty cup, or you can't be thirsty with an empty cup. You know what I'm trying to say? So like, you have to pour into it. You got to, like, both of you have to pour into it, obviously. So at this point, we're talking like a mutual beneficial kind of 2 people working relationship type of thing, right? So it's like 2 people got to pour into the cup. Here's my rule of thumb. As a guy, at least now I'm talking to guys. As a guy, when you're pouring into that cup, you're not in a relationship yet. You want to be in a relationship, right? You're going to always want to pour a little more, because I think men not do women dirtier, but I think in this state that we're in this phase of like the maintaining that status quo, like once you've shot your shot and like there's mutual interest or whatever, like guys struggle at like filling that cup and like keeping it maintained. Besides, like, it's very easy to like get what you want and leave, if that makes sense for a guy. But if you really want to show interest and you really want to show that this is what you're about, et cetera, A, B, C, D, then keep pouring into that cup, and then keep, like, I promise you, like 8 times out of 10, because there's also 2 times where like once the girl gets what she wants and she'll dip too, but like 8 times out of 10, if you do that, then you'll also see return on your investment, if that makes sense. And at the end of the day, like, there's no foul on like doing more, I guess, in this case, putting more effort, texting more, calling more, showing that like, you can, like, this like maintaining the status quo is really just kind of preparing for the talking stage, because the talking stage is a little different than like a maintaining the status quo, because everything that I'm talking about right now is low-key just like conversation, like phone, text, etc., ABCD, maybe a first date, but we haven't even gotten to like the next stage, which is dating, but we'll get there, right? So at this stage, like I said, you just want to really like put that emphasis on who you are, what you're about, kind of set that foundation early, right? And setting that foundation early is like something that people talk about in sports and like a lot of different things, because once you set that foundation early, a lot of like things that come later, you either are very easy to build upon, like on top of that foundation, or if things kind of get shaky, the foundation is very solid. So like there's ways to like build it back down and break it down and build it back up. Anyways. So damn, guys, I'm talking a lot. I've been talking for like 13 minutes straight. Anyways, hope you guys are liking the video. Comment, like, subscribe, take a little break right here, a little breathing break, you know what I'm saying? Do your thing, guy. You know what I'm saying? Back to the video. So the next stage after the maintaining that status quo or whatever is dating. Now, we're grown. And this is kind of what I was talking about in the beginning of my video, where it was like, we're grown, etc., ABCD, like a lot of the things that I want to do in the future are on some grown people timing. When we're dating, this is like, you're basically my significant other, but we haven't put a title on it. At this point, you're probably exclusive. I think if because we didn't really talk about this, but I guess if you make it to the third date, you got to be exclusive after that. That's just me. If you make it to a third date and you're not exclusive, like, or haven't had that conversation yet, and exclusive doesn't really mean that like you guys are in a relationship per se. All that really means is that like you're gonna put everything else on hold to see what it would like, what this could look like. It's like a trial run, in my opinion. So a trial run of what a relationship would look like, you know, not that like every part of the relationship is available to that person at that moment. So it's kind of like, that's what I mean by a trial run, right? But anyways, when you're dating and you're going on dates and you're hanging out, this is really, again, like I said, like test run. Like, you know, you could argue, you could see problems arise and stuff like that. And like, don't get scared if a problem does come up, because, you know, if you get scared at one problem early on, then like what's going to happen? Like, you know, nothing's ever going to be sunshine and rainbows. I personally think that if we run into problems early, then that means like it's like almost like a good thing, because in my opinion, like that honeymoon phase that people like often have, that first 6 months, is because people are scared to like really talk about things and would rather push it to the side than have that confrontation, right? So if you're like, oh my God, that's beautiful. Having that confrontation that first couple weeks or like that first month or whatever is beautiful, because it's like, wow, this shows that we're mature enough to have this kind of confrontation, or like we're able to talk about it with each other, like at any point in the relationship, like moving forward, like months and whatever down the line, right? That's just where I come from, where it's like, oh, yawn break. That's just where I come from, where it's like, I think that there are many ways of what healthy look like. And I think that people like from their parents or just from other family members or even friends, like just have a really, really like weird, like, or not even weird, but like the expectation that comes with how a relationship should look is formed based, I mean, which is fair, but like based upon what you see, which at the end of the day is like, there are however many relationships in the world, like so many different factors and backgrounds and people and problems are like occur in every relationship that it's very hard to kind of base it off one. So like my two guy best friends we've all been in relationships, but like we've had similar problems, and I can give people advice on things that I've experienced and like anything similar. But like there's a lot of times where I've given them advice on things that I haven't been through, right? Or like things in a relationship that I haven't been through, but I can talk about what I would do in that situation. You know what I'm trying to say? So with that being said, don't falter at those early like questions, comments, concerns from your significant other, because it's like, that's a good thing in my opinion. Like I think you should be having those because at the end of the day, like again, like I said earlier, if you can't do them now, then how are you going to do them later, right? And then the last step I think in this is really just like that, like exclusivity, like relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend phase, where you like are like actively now like, this is my partner. And I think a lot of that goes into, again, use this time, like there's really no like set time before dating and whatever, or before relationship, like in terms of dating and whatever, that you get into it. Like I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, wait 3 months, wait 4 months, because at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, because like time is a societal concept. So I mean, at the end of the day, like it doesn't really matter if you dated for a month or 3 months, you're still gonna be together for the next couple, it all combines at the end of the day, right? So with that being said, like I do say though, get to know your person before you lock into a relationship. I date to marry, right? So like, and I think everyone should date to marry, and like with the intention of like, not that like, okay, as soon as we start dating, like this is my husband, whatever, but you do kind of in the back of your mind, like start to like, you know, this is gonna be my future husband, this is gonna be my future wife. So it's like, start to kind of like put like the 2 and 2, like, you know, 6 months down the line, if I can't talk to this person about this, then how are we going to do it 6 years down the line, right? And you want to solve a lot of things while you're still in the relationship, because, and this is why like I made a video, and I probably will talk about this again at another point, where like I think you should move in with your partner before marriage, because it's like, okay, you're married and then you move in and then you have problems. Well, you're married now, you can't whatever, but the same, like that idea of like, or that concept of like, well, we can't break up should still apply, because of the fact that like, you know, you, like, not that you should treat everything like you have a backup plan, you have a fallout plan when you're dating, but not when you're married. But at the end of the day, like, you know, the whole point is to prepare. Dating is to prepare for marriage, right? So it's like, you want to act as if you don't have that backup plan of like, oh, like I can just always break up with so-and-so if I don't, you know, if I don't like this about them or stuff like that. And again, this isn't to say like, you know, like you're trapped or whatever, like you can't feel like you can't leave or anything like that. But it's more so to say like, you know, it really does build, not confidence, but it does build like character, and it does build like character in the relationship too, and it builds character between you guys, because at the end of the day, like when you get into a relationship with somebody, it's no longer just it's no longer just me, it's like we and us and our, because just like again, because if you're dating to marry, once you do get married, there absolutely really is no more like I, my, me, like the single person pronoun, whatever. Like everything is shared, especially when you have kids and stuff like that. Like that's like the biggest gift is having kids with your partner, right? And at that point, you're not thinking for yourself, you're also thinking for somebody else. So with that being said, I truly do think that dating is a beautiful thing, relationships are a beautiful thing. And when, like, you know, we've all, no matter even if like it's an ex or whatever, we've all experienced love at some point, and we've all experienced like what that like high in a relationship does look like. So with that being said, not that we're chasing that high, but and not that like relationships aren't always going to be that high either. I want to preface that like relationships are going to have low lows, high highs, and like you're not really chasing a middle, but you're just chasing a happy medium between everything. And you know, at the end of the day, like, you know, like just it's kind of like sailing. Like there's never going to be like no cruise, no boat, no ship is ever going to sail just perfect waters every single time they leave and like set sail, right? So every time that you set sail, there's just expect there to be bumpy water. Just expect there to be like, you know, like really great days, sunny days. Sometimes it's gonna be raining, sometimes it's gonna be damn near hurricane season, right? So it's just kind of like you have to navigate everything and like think of like your relationship as your compass. Think of God as like the center of that compass. Just think of like a lot of different things where it's like at the end of the day, you're working together to keep that boat afloat. And that is my video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed Wavy'S time with a new video. I'm trying to do like 2 videos a week, maybe 3. Don't get, you know what I'm saying? If I'm feeling froggy and I want to leap, yo, this is actually a really fun video to do. And if you guys want more videos like this, where I'm talking about relationships, where I'm talking about whatever, leave comments down below. Anything, you know, faith related, anything societal related, anything goofy related, you know what I'm saying? But we'll have videos. I'm actually going to do a video where I go to this. So actually, let me not spoil that. You're just going to see a cool little video that comes out this week. I have a basketball game on Thursday, so maybe I'll shoot my men's league game. But hope you guys enjoy your week. This will come out, I hope, Monday or maybe Tuesday. And yeah, Wavy Tom out. Peace.
Pikachu diamonds, they yellow. Indian plug, you my fellow. Indian plug, you my Toto. Yeah.